You guys recall that video I made back a while talking about how stressful things have been with the Vita? Well, it may just be time for us to start getting to know that feeling once again. Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Today I wanted to have a discussion with you all regarding one thing. PlayStation Vita carts. You know, that thing that we're always constantly stressing over that there's just not enough of? Yeah, that thing. Well, even that might be getting low now. Well, there may be even less than we thought, at the very least. But just how plentiful is the supply? Make sure to tell me what you think it is down in the comments section below, because I'd love to hear from ya. No doubt it's going to be a stressful level, because this is the Vita we're talking about. Of course it is. Now, before I begin talking about my thoughts on this, I do have to give a little bit of info here for anybody who is new to the PlayStation Vita community and or this channel. When it comes to PS Vita physical carts, oh, those oh so coveted little carts that we love, or love to lose if you're anything like me back in the early days before you took this whole hobby seriously. Those were some really dark days for me. But anyway, back on track here with the topic at hand. If you're new to PS Vita collecting, then you might have noticed a pattern going on with some of your local shops. In a nutshell, you can no longer purchase PS Vita games as new releases anymore. Sony has discontinued the production on PlayStation Vita cartridges here in the West, i.e. North America, Europe, Australia, etc. They're playing favorites now, aren't they? As far as North America, for instance, goes, the last release that you could go to a brick and mortar store, which would most likely be GameStop because I think they were the only place supporting the PS Vita, was Code Realized Wintertide Miracles. In fact, now that I look back on it, we got a whopping 3 games in this series. I guess people must have really loved it. But if I'm being completely fair here, with good reason too. It had a fantastic story, at least the first one, haven't played the other two. But anyway, yeah, Code Realized Wintertide Miracles was the final PS Vita release here in North America that you could go to a brick and mortar store in order to purchase. Oh, and I probably should just mention right now that that game was released back in early 2019. Which in fact, if you are indeed new to this channel, you probably have no doubt been noticing a pattern here. Every time I do talk about new physical releases, it's always online. In particular through PlayAsia. But why PlayAsia, you may ask? Well, that's for one simple reason. Illuminati. No, I'm just kidding. While yes, it's true that PS Vita cartridges have in fact been discontinued over here in the West, over in Asia and Japan, they are still plentiful, or at the very least they haven't been discontinued yet. Or have they? And since the PS Vita is a region-free handheld, those of us over here can simply import the games from PlayAsia and play them on our handheld like normal. And because these games are Asian English releases, meaning that they are released in Asia but are fully in our language, yeah, it's a heck of a deal, and that's what's really kept the physical market alive for the Vita. Fun fact out there, these are called Asian English releases. Yeah! Sorry, I was just trying to make that epic. For a while there, a lot of us in the Vita community were assuming that PlayStation Vita cartridges were in fact still being manufactured over in Asia. But this seems to have been debunked by Josh Verhurst, who some of you may know of Limited Run Games fame. That's particularly hard to say, because he said, and I quote, "Asia has cartridges remaining, but the supply they have is still dwindling. New blank cartridges are not being manufactured and have not been for quite some time." So given that we now know this, we can assume that, okay, cartridges aren't being manufactured, but we can still imply that there is plenty to go around. I mean, can't we? Well, it's as they say, all good things must come to an end. Just yet another reason why I love to drink root beer and eat TV dinners. They keep Vita games on my shelf. Because here's the pattern that I personally have been noticing, hence why I even wanted to make this video in the first place. If you recall, back in the year 2020, I'm sure none of us are going to forget that year, one of the major things that were going around is we were getting quite a lot of physical releases. In fact, towards the end of the year, PlayAsia/East Asia Soft were releasing like a new physical release every other week. It was getting crazy, so much so that some people in the comment section were saying that it's just simply too much to keep up with, which believe me, yes, I quite agree. Feel free to insert your 1000th ramen joke now. Although if you're like me, I've moved on to bologna sandwiches at this point. But if we notice the pattern now, and I know that we're still early in the year, for 2021, it seems to me like East Asia Soft has been a little bit more, shall we say, frugal when it comes to the cartridges. I mean, if we look here, Roommates only got 1,000 releases. And since A Cyberpunk Ghost Story, well, I don't think I have to say too much regarding that game. It only got 800. And even the developer themselves have stated that they tried to get as many physical cartridges as they possibly could, and I guess 800 was all they were allowed to get. Now keep in mind, of course, that this was probably no doubt split between the public release and the Kickstarter physical releases. Then again, I also have heard some people saying that because the PlayStation Vita version of the game was the least optimized, that maybe it was just their way of doing damage control, which I suppose could be possible, but I have no way of confirming or deconfirming this right now at this moment. But let's just say for the sake of argument that this is in fact true. That's not really a good sign, being that we only got 800 copies released for the public. Even more so if you take into the fact all of the recent controversy that this game received, thus getting so much public attention, you think that the developer and publishers would want to make quite a lot of copies of this game because, well, it was in the public eye. And I don't even think I have to mention the fact that the Vita version sold out in like minutes. No, I don't think I have to mention anything about that, which is absolutely bonkers for a Play Asia release. When all this is taken into consideration, I kinda believe them. In fact, if we even look further here, East Asia Soft had made a Twitter post when they first announced these games, saying that this was going to be their only physical release for the month of January. And gotta give credit here where credit is due. Big thumbs up, East Asia Soft, for giving us advance warning about that. It really helps us plan ahead. Which again, if you look at the end of the year of 2020, seems kind of odd that they're only going to be releasing these two games for the month. I mean, I take it as early signs that they're going to be trying to stretch these cartridges throughout the year of 2021 as much as they possibly can. Which means there might be times when we can expect that maybe a whole month might go by without any physical releases, if this does end up being true. Then again, you could just chalk it up to the fact that maybe they're just running out of game developers that are interested in getting their titles on physical cartridges. But again, yes, of course, we are barely in the year 2021, but these are the signs that I have been seeing that I just thought I'd bring up to you guys. It's all speculation at this point, but let's just see how long that goes. But let me know what you guys think about all this. Am I going crazy? Am I just reading too much into things? Or do you think that maybe some of the facts I brought up do make sense? Or maybe do you think we're going to be getting a plethora of new physical releases for this year? So much so that it kind of renders this whole video topic pointless, much like my other videos. Be sure to tell me that too. Well, I'm certainly depressed now. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Zecrito, Ascorf, Milk-sama, Neo-Arashi, Reiko Star, Matt Fox, B Mystery, Makis Blob, Bushin Ryu Cat, Dr. Super Artie, Rump King, Donut Valley, Jackie, Azumara, Cobble Trappa, Sakib Alam, Matt Hargett, Ronan Alganto, Tasha Monty, Eric DeWitt, Juan M. Hermosillo, Burzin Mystery, Kionko, Jesus Hernandez, Larry Anderson, Mario Cruz, Jelly, Lori Sweeney, Richard Cruz, PS Vita S, Adam Sondy, Hero Acer, Rodrigo Vera, Aaron Swanson, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Hado, Joshua Williams, Clayton Merlarkey, BMF, Skulshire Dougal TCG, Adam Thury, Per Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, Phantom XRS, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdall Imbert, and Gutter Drums. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much in making this channel grow. Oh man, Project Sense is going for $200 on eBay, and you guys wonder why I am the way I am.